Sounds like it's on. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amy Chrissinger. I'm the Interim Vice President for Student Affairs here at Dakota State University. I'm very excited to have you all here to recognize an accomplishment that we've been working on for a couple of years now, maybe a little bit longer, and to kind of join into the excitement of something that's happening on a university that during a time that has been kind of stressful with COVID and all those things, that we are able to show some progress and some excitement and moving forward with things even in those times. So welcome. I hope you're happy to see this with us today. We hope you get a chance to go on the tour with us as well. We're going to hear from a number of people who were involved in the whole process, but to start things off, I would like to introduce a few people who are here as some special guests. First of all, thank you as members of the community. We know that this is a partnership that we have with you whenever we're doing something new on campus. So thank you for coming and joining us today. I'd like to welcome our mayor, Marshall Dennert. He is here. And members of the Chamber Board, Eric Cortness, who will be speaking with us a little bit today, and other members of the board who are here. And Eric Fosheim from the LAIC board, and Terry Schultz, Dustin Williams, other members of the board who are with us today. I'd like to recognize those who are here from the DSU Foundation and the DSU Alumni Board, who have supported us in the endeavors that we go through year after year. We have representatives from both Architectural Incorporated. We have Andrew Eitram and Terry Miller. And we have Journey here with us as well. John Reiser will be speaking here in a couple of minutes, but thanks to those of you who are from both of those organizations who helped this project to be so successful. From the board office, we have Dr. Brian Maher. Thank you for coming to join us today. We also have our legislative group of Senator Crabtree. Thank you for joining us. Representative Gross and Representative Weiss, thank you also for coming to join us today. And of course, those of you from the DSU community who are here, the cabinet members and our student affairs group, thank you for joining in and supporting everything that we have going on here today. Two other very special guests that I want to recognize who really kind of helped from the DSU perspective. We have Jim Jacobson, who was the former VP for Student Affairs in my position, and Steve Bartle, our Director of Residence Life, who were really instrumental working on the project from DSU. They've both since retired. So that's why I'm up here today, and they get to sit in the shade and relax and listen to everything that's going on. But we do really want to recognize their service to this project. So thanks for coming. We appreciate you being here. So to kick things off, let us start with Mr. John Reiser. He is our representative from the Journey Group and has a few things to say about this project and partnership with DSU. John, coming up.
Thank you, Amy. Good afternoon, all. First off, I'd like to thank Dakota State University, the South Dakota Board of Regents, for giving Journey Construction the opportunity to be a part of this team and construct the beautiful Residence Village facility. Next, I'd like to thank Architecture Incorporated and KWK Architects and their consultants, Mettler Sickmiller Engineers, Structural Engineering Associates, Civil Design Inc., and Confluence Landscape Architects for their efforts, collaboration, and team cohesiveness approach to this project. It was an enjoyable process to work with for the whole entire team. I would also like to thank the project team that constructed the facility, starting with Aaron Bauer, our project superintendent, and has been a DSU campus staple for the past 6 years, as he's been a consistent daily leader for us here in Madison, and Nick Bars, our project engineer for this project. And thank you to our entire subcontractor and vendor team. As I reflect on the 16-month process of construction of this vision and tool for the state and DSU, I think of all the benevolent efforts and collaboration of the entire team to make this process a success. As a collective group, we accomplished this project with high quality, maintains project budget, and beat the original planned schedule for turnover, all while working through the unknowns of a global pandemic. This is kind of a bittersweet moment for me. I've been with Journey Construction for 9.5 years. 8 years of those have been spent either in pre-construction or construction here in Madison. And this is kind of a turning point where we have a little bit of a break without a continuing project in Madison. So, first one started with Madison Regional Health Campus on the south side of town, and now the completion of our 5th project here at Dakota State University, the Residence Village. Madison truly has become a second home for us at Journey Construction, and when I think of our company mission and purpose, positively impacting lives by building community, I think of the long-standing impact we have helped to be a part of this community and region, from healthcare to higher education, the economic impact to the growing Madison community, and that is why in the past couple of years, Journey Group has become a member of the Greater Madison Area Chamber of Commerce. A message I shared with our subcontractor and vendors to share with all their employers who played a part in this project, whether they're on site working for the duration of the project or provided a fabricated product in their manufacturing shop to be installed in the facility, is to understand the greater value they placed in creating this facility. Instead of just completing a scope of work for their job or career, to take a step back and look at the greater impact. As a comparison, Higbee Hall Residence Hall over here is 56 years old. Our residence village can house 122 students. By the time our new residence village facility is 56 years old, everyone on this project had an opportunity to touch approximately 6,830 students' lives in achieving a higher education and set them in the direction for their career. When you think of it in that perspective, it's a special impact and accomplishment on people's lives and fulfilling our mission of positively impacting lives by building community. We hope our break from Madison isn't long and like to continue our relationships that we've developed over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Speaking of retirement, except maybe in a different capacity, we do have Randy Schaefer with us too, former president of the Board of Regents, and he was definitely a part of this, overseeing this project during his time with the board. So come on up, Randy.
Thanks, Amy. I did think I was retired. It is really nice to be on campus again. Always good to see President Griffiths and Executive Director Marr made the trip out here. Thank you for that. Your work, you and the board, your work is so very important. It's much appreciated. Projects like this just wouldn't be here without your hard work. And I know how hard that board works now and then, no matter what everybody else says. So yeah, maybe mention my tenure on the board is over, but I am here representing the Regents. I'm the one who served on the building committee for this new residence hall. It was over 3 years ago, like May of 2018, I think, that building plans for Residence Village were brought before the Regents. At that time, our halls here at Dakota State were at capacity. They were actually, DSU was looking all around town at alternative options. Where are we going to house our students as we grow? So, do we want students all over town? I don't know. The data clearly shows, you can find it on the Board of Regents website. Students do better. They do very well on campus in comfortable living arrangements in places like Residence Village. The Regents are, I know, also pleased that President Griffith's vision for DSU and for higher education in our state is obviously coming to fruition, highlighted, of course, by this new building, by the other new buildings on campus. President Griffiths would say it's just the beginning. I know she would say that because she says it. we hear it a lot. And you know, I wouldn't bet against her, having worked with her for the time that I was lucky enough to. So it's important that we all kind of reflect on how we have buildings like this going up on our campus here and at other campuses across the state. These are a direct result of private, public, and community partnerships happening right here in Madison, and again at all of our campus cities. People like Miles and Lisa Beacom and others make this happen. People like you all that are here and others that didn't make it here today. We all need to continue to support and partner with President Griffiths here at DSU and her vision for what Madison will look like in the future, what DSU will look like, how we can help our nation right here from Madison. And for that matter, for all you're doing here, not only the nation, for the whole world we live in. That's not a stretch. So this is a great place to live. This will be a great place for students to live and to study. And it's a great day to be a Trojan.
Thank you, Randy. So while we all like to kind of bask in the glory that is our accomplishment for this, it's really for the students, correct? And so our next speaker is Jaslyn Peterson. She will be a resident assistant in this residence hall as we kick off this next school year. So Jaslyn, come on up.
Thank you, Amy. Trojan students, fans, and family, as we gather here, we are celebrating just another moment that showcases the success and rising of Dakota State and how the term DSU Strong prevails once again. Being asked to speak today was an honor, as I'm so thankful to be able to call Madison my home away from home. Having lived on campus for the last 2 years, I have gotten a full and somewhat empty idea of how the time on a college feels. Now, that may seem confusing, but my last 2 years have been far from normal. Though the one thing that never changed was the Trojan community. As a freshman, I didn't get the full homecoming experience due to the 2019 floods, and the spring of 2020 sent me back home to Brookings. Then, come the fall, we masked up and came back to make the best of the 20 and 2021 school year. Throughout those challenges, DSU and the community worked together to make students like me have the best college experiences that we could despite the trials we were thrown. Now, as we get ready for the upcoming year, we are once again being welcomed back with open arms, smiles we can actually see, and a beautiful building to admire that around 120 students will now be able to call their home for the next 9 months. Coming from the home of the Jacks, I know how important the community support is for the college, and our Madison residents, commuting faculty, friendly staff, and our plethora of college students will fill our new home of Residence Village with the fun and energy it needs to thrive. As the rebrand was taking place before the 2019 school year, Dakota State enacted the term DSU is rising. And as an incoming freshman, I thought nothing of it, but as I start my junior year, Dakota State continues to rise. We are rising in student population, we are rising in student amenities, and we are rising together as we welcome a new home for Trojan students to come together in. Adding Residence Village allows for not only upperclassmen like me to bond with one another as we test the waters of adulthood, but also allows for the Madison community to come and join us. Join us for a Starbucks coffee, join us for a quick snack from our convenience store, or simply stroll by and take in the hustle and bustle of the future generation. Having the opportunity to take a leadership role as a first-year resident assistant in Residence Village is something I'm ecstatic to tackle. My goal is to bring the community strength I have been provided into my building and make my residents feel as supported and welcomed as I have been my last 2 years here at DSU. As our school continues to run with the DSU Strong momentum, my fellow RAs and I will be here to ensure that Residence Village will be strong as well.
Thank you, Jaslyn. Jaslyn mentions 8th Street Square and the Starbucks, and so here to speak, the secret is out. So let's have Steve Johnson. He's from Sodexo and is our Director of Dining Services here at DSU to talk a little bit more about it.
Thank you and welcome. Well, as DSU grows, as the food service provider, Sodexo, we also want to grow in some sort of way to increase the retail environment at DSU. So, in our retail area, what's in the name? What is A Street Square and why? Well, we wanted to name it so that the DSU community, along with the Madison community, could always have that in their name. As long as this building stands, it can be known as A Street Square. But it also gives DSU an opportunity for change. As the economic environment trends change each and every day, in 10 years from now, it may want to change. Today, that trend is Starbucks. So in A Street Square, we have Starbucks. We also have Simply to Go, and they are going to be wrapped sandwiches, salads, pastries, desserts, where the community can come in and enjoy a cup of coffee, a dessert. The students will have some place to go to grab that quick sandwich or a late night sandwich in this venue. So, and once we are open to full capacity, we're hoping to be open from 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and Friday 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. And as the business grows, we can make changes to that schedule as we see fit, and hopefully it can provide a place for DSU students to enjoy a cup of coffee. So during your tours, we have some sample beverage drinks and some cookies. I hope you enjoy your tour, and if you have questions, I will be in there along with my staff to answer any of your questions. Thank you for coming today.
Got it. I'm still quick, folks. Still quick. Okay, so many of us have been referencing the partnership that we have with the Madison community, and that is very true. And so here to represent the community and the Greater Madison Area Chamber of Commerce, Eric Hortness, the Executive Director. Now it got away from us anyway.
Thanks, Amy. I'm a little disappointed with the Journey Group that I wasn't consulted with the construction of this building. My 7-year-old daughter and I have gotten into Legos, and we've built some interesting looking structures, and I figured that's where everybody got their start. So maybe the next building, yeah. Secondly, look at the turnout between the community members and the DSU members. It's truly the reason, prime example of our community understanding the importance of Dakota State University and Dakota State University understanding the importance of Madison. Lastly, I'll finish with thank you to everybody that was on this project, making this happen, specifically to Dr. Griffiths and your team. You and your team are the reason why DSU is rising, and one of the main reasons why Madison is doing the same. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. All right, now for some of the fun stuff. First up, this is a recognition of DSU and its standing here in the community as a brand, and so I'd like to welcome President Griffiths and Kelly Kepsel and Corey Braskamp. Where'd he go? There he is. We're going to do a little reveal of the sculpture that we have here. While they're doing that, I would like to recognize both Lasercut and Foxprint. They were the folks that helped develop the sculpture and then put the finishing touches on. So Christmas Eve. We wanted to make sure.
Thank you. I really don't need to say very much because we have an excellent team here at DSU and they do very, very well when I'm on vacation. So this was great. But this is something that formed in my head a while back. I wanted to create a destination point on campus where our students can take a memorable photograph, prospective students, visitors to Madison, people who are native people from Madison can come here and have a picture taken. It's actually lit up on the inside and there'll also be external lighting so it will shine at night as well. So I think this is great and we are very happy to finally reveal it. I had hoped when it was originally covered we'd have it covered with some kind of square box. Corey. I have a feeling we gave it away, but I hope you like it and it's just another point on campus where people can gather and remember their time here at DSU. And thank you all for coming. Thanks.
All right, the official ribbon cutting. So those who are going to join us for that, President Griffiths, our VP for Finance Administration is Stacy Kruzmark, Wendy Carlson Kenley, who is our Director of Residence Life, Corey Braskamp, and Eric Hortness from the board. Come on up, folks, and let's do this official. All right, so let's get some details on the tour, and for that I'm going to welcome up Wendy Carlson Kenley. She is our Director for Residence Life. She's going to give you a few remarks and some details on what you're going to see and how we're going to go about doing the tours today. So come on up, Wendy.
Good afternoon. We're so glad that you could be here to share our special day with us. I'm Wendy Carlson Kenley, as Amy said, and I'm the Director of Residence Life here at Dakota State. I've been in my position for only a few months, so I feel pretty fortunate that I've been able to help see this project through to completion. I do want to recognize all those who have worked years to create the momentum that brings us to this point where we are today. Your foresight and vision will definitely benefit our DSU students who are going to be living in Residence Village for decades to come. Let me just tell you a few interesting facts about this building. Construction began on April 6, 2020, only a few weeks after we started masking up and social distancing. The building took shape as we trucked in 82 prefabricated wall panels and 600 pieces of core flooring, or the structural pieces, for the second, third, and fourth floors. The largest wall panel was 12 feet wide and 48 feet tall and weighed 55,000 pounds. Once the exterior was complete, dozens of skilled workers installed 20 miles of wires and cables, 3.5 miles of pipe, and many tons of carpeting, fixtures, paint, and all the elements necessary to create the beautiful building that we see before us. But Residence Village is still missing one component: the students. In the coming days, we will welcome our DSU students to these halls, and the true magic will begin. Within these walls, 122 sophomores, juniors, and seniors will do homework, studying chemistry and cryptography, sociology and cybersecurity, and a whole host of other subjects that will benefit our society. But beyond these formal disciplines, our students will also learn life skills, such as autonomy, responsibility, patience, and compassion, while they interact with others from different backgrounds and cultures as they navigate to share a personal living space. This is where they'll live their everyday lives, including cooking meals, doing laundry, and the dreaded cleaning of bathrooms. This is where they'll hang out with friends, and I'm certain there will be a lot of Among Us and Phasmophobia and a host of other computer games that I fully don't understand going on late into each night. At some point, each of these students will experience loneliness, homesickness, and feelings of inadequacy. These are the everyday, ordinary, and supremely important things that will occur inside this building. At DSU, we believe that the Residence Hall experience is integral to higher education and ultimately produces better professionals, better citizens, and better neighbors. At the conclusion of this program, we invite you to tour our beautiful new building, and these tours will start at the front door, just right over here, and our Residence Life staff will be there to greet you and welcome you and to direct you into groups. From there, you will be led through the building by our knowledgeable student resident assistants. Please feel free to ask your guides questions along the way. They're eager to show off their new space. Thank you for being here today and for joining in our celebration, and we hope you will love our building as much as we do.
That's the end of the official program, so let's get to the fun stuff, shall we? Come and join us for a tour, for some beverage samples. Thank you again so much for joining us today. We do sincerely appreciate it, and we look forward to having more time with you in the future.